Hello my friends, you're listening to Ebird Online and I'm back with another review. Guys, I've got a bit of a cold, so if my voice sounds a bit ropey, please bear with me. But today I'm going to talk about a brand new couple. He's an, allegedly, ex-smackhead and she is a devout Muslim. Guys, where could it go wrong? Yes, that's right, it's 90 Day Fiancé Season 10, Episode 10. And today for the very first time we're going to talk about... Yes, that's right, today we're going to be talking about Sam and Citra. So just before we get into this new couple, if you've yet to do so, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. A massive thank you to everyone who's already done so. But yeah, consider it. I've been sitting thinking and I can't think of one valid reason why you wouldn't just subscribe. Anyway, I'll leave it up to you. But for those of you who decide to, thanks guys. And also if you enjoy the video, please don't forget to share on your social media. Right, so without further ado, I give you Sam and Citra. Right, so how would I describe Sam? There are plenty of words one could use. The first thing I'd say about him is that he's madly in love, but unfortunately not with the truth. But we'll talk a little bit more about that later. So Sam is 30 years of age, and he's currently living in his car. And a few years ago Sam fell in love with 26-year-old Citra, and she lives in West Java, Indonesia. But Sam's had quite, well, how can we say, a difficult past. At the age of just 15, he started taking opiates. And he was addicted for many, many years. He tells us he's now clean, but he has had a few relapses over the years. And so then Sam describes to production the best thing that's ever happened to him, which was about 3 years ago.
Just take me for a ride. I'm gonna squeeze that booty. Just wait.
Citra has the most beautiful, open heart. She doesn't judge you, and she's just the most kind, calm, patient person I've ever met.
Hi baby, I love you and I miss you.
And so apparently Citra reached out to him first, and he could not believe his luck. And so the couple chatted online for a couple of years, and then finally, Sam went over to Indonesia and he met up with Citra. And well guys, you can guess what happened next.
I knew I wanted to propose to her. I didn't have money for a ring, but I got on one knee like a big old door.
Are you being serious? Yes, I will.
Yes guys, that's right, it's our favourite kind of proposal. A proposal of the ringless variety. I love it. So Citra lets us know that her family's everything to her, and she's a devout Muslim. Her mum passed away a couple of years ago, and she's extremely close to her dad, who incidentally is a police officer. But guys, then she said she wants Sam to convert to Islam, and that she won't be able to marry him if he doesn't. Her dad expects them both to live a Muslim lifestyle. She wants him to take her religion very seriously. Right, I see, okay. Well, over to you, Sam.
I live with my dad now, and he doesn't believe in any kind of God at all. He heavily believes in aliens, and he's just waiting for them to pick him up. Part of me thinks it's kind of silly, but like I've seen a UFO. It was some white little circle in the sky with 4 lime green lights, so I believe it's possible.
And then Sam said all of this led him to be an atheist. Oh dear, I'm not too sure guys that this bodes very well. Yeah, and so Sam actually says that he's very worried about converting to Islam. He doesn't know if he can fast at Ramadan, and to give up drinking alcohol, and to do everything that is expected of him within the Muslim faith. But one of the biggest things that he's going to have to deal with is not having sex with Citra. So apparently her dad wants them to marry literally straight away as soon as she enters the country, because they're not supposed to be living under the same roof, even if that's a car roof, if they're not man and wife. But I have to say I think it's going to be a massive benefit to Sam if they have to get married immediately. The less time she has to discover the truth, the better. So yeah, they've got to get married in about 2 weeks. So next time we catch up with Sam, he's at his brother Luke's house, and he's having a family barbecue. And so his mum asks him if Citra's still coming, and he said yes. But guys, apparently Citra's dad has got 2 weeks off work and he's going to be coming over for the wedding, along with her 2 sisters. Guys, I really don't see this going well, and the fact that this couple has been introduced to us so late in the season tells me that it might be rather a short relationship. And so then Sam drops a bomb on his family. Oh good lord guys, Sam's absolutely full of secrets.
When her dad gets here, me and him are going to be going to a mosque for me to convert.
What are you talking about?
Do you feel you should have to convert to someone else's religion just to marry him?
Well, it's not like she's forcing me.
Guys, I cannot believe he hasn't told his parents he's going to be converting to Islam. Well, actually, in fact I can, because it would seem they're none too pleased about it. And his mum actually says it's going to be very difficult for her, as a Christian, having her son convert to Islam. And so in an effort to find out a little bit more about the religion that he's going to be converting to, his family decide to ask a few questions. And guys, I tell you, this absolutely had me in stitches. He knows nothing at all about what it is to be a Muslim.
Do they celebrate Christmas? Come on, Sam, now.
No, I don't think they do. I think there's another holiday. I want to say Yom Kippur, but I'm just kind of making that up.
Called something else.
Wait, what? Yom Kippur? Oh my word. How can you convert to a religion that you haven't even got a rudimentary grasp of? And Sam excused his lack of knowledge by saying he was so busy trying to get her out here, he hasn't had time to look into the Quran. Maybe you can do it next week, Sam. I'm sure you'll have time in between your shifts at work. So next up we see Citra, and she goes to get some food with her sister and her dad. And as they're chatting away about her moving to America, her dad says, "You need to get married within a week, but first Sam must undertake his conversion process." Right, so he's got 1 week to convert. I really don't fancy his chances. And I began to wonder, how do you convert to be a Muslim? And I decided to do just a little bit of research. So apparently, according to the BBC Guide to Becoming a Muslim, you first have to believe that there's only one God, Allah, who created the entire universe. And you also have to believe that Muhammad, peace be upon him, is his final messenger on earth. And you have to recite this with total sincerity, in front of 2 witnesses. Oh right, and that's it. Well, I guess it's within his capability, just. But then it says you have to be constantly in touch with Allah. And if possible, you should pray 5 times a day at set times, facing Mecca, which I believe is the east. In addition to this, Muslims must pay 2.5% of their annual savings to help people in need. And as long as you do that, 97.5% of your wealth remains, and you can do whatever you want with this with a clear heart. Well, I guess 2.5% of not very much is, well, I guess not very much. And I was just thinking he's going to be able to do this with ease, until I read the final part, giving things up. And I think it's fair to suggest Sam's had quite a few problems giving things up in the past. And it's not just at Ramadan that Muslims must abstain. When you become a Muslim, you have to give up certain things, like alcohol and of course drugs, forever. This, guys, I think may present more than just a few problems for Sam. And Citra's dad finishes up by saying the only reason he's allowing his daughter to move to America and marry Sam is because he's willing to become a Muslim. But back at the barbecue, Sam says to his mum he's a little bit worried about something, and Sam begins, "Since the age of 22, I've been on a drug called Suboxone. And guys, I looked this up and it seems like it's an opiate still, but it's an opiate that the doctor gives you so you don't have to go out onto the street and get illegal drugs." So Sam's been taking this since the age of 22, so 8 years, but then something terrible happened.
And recently, I was on a business trip with a coworker, and the cops pulled us over. They found my Suboxone, and because it wasn't in a prescription bottle, they arrested me.
So Sam was arrested, and he had to go to court. So he was offered a program in which he had to have regular drug tests, and as long as they were clear, he wouldn't have to do jail time. But unfortunately, he failed to hand in the paperwork on time, and so now he has to go back to court, and he could be given a fine or even jail time.
So Citra knows about my addiction and the arrest, but she doesn't know that me missing my deadline for the diversion could mean jail time.
So he's inviting a girl to come over and uproot her life and live in the USA with him, and for all he knows, he could be doing jail time in a couple of months. But I tell you what else it left me wondering. If since the age of 22 he's been on this other drug, this drug prescribed by his doctor, it still means, in essence, he's taking opiates. It might be a substitute, but he doesn't seem to be able to live without it. And I just wonder, is Citra aware of this? Also, why wasn't his Suboxone in a medicine bottle? And couldn't he have subpoenaed the doctor to let them know that he was actually prescribed this? Guys, I don't know about you, but everything seems very, very fishy to me.
I want to wait till Citra gets here to tell her about me missing the deadline, because I'm worried that if I tell her before, she might not even come.
Oh, good lord, guys. I'm going to have to take this story one "are you fucking kidding me" at a time. So next time we see Sam, he's cleaning the apartment, ready for Citra, just before he goes to meet her at the airport. So Sam goes to the airport with the requisite 90-day fiancé bunch of flowers to meet Citra. The couple run towards each other and they have a massive hug, and it seems that the chemistry between the couple is still there. Sam tells her, "You've got a nice ass," and Citra tells him, "You've got a small face." Oh Citra, his small face is set to be the very least of your worries, and that's where we end things for this week. So what does the Ebird make to all of this? Guys, I see it going horribly wrong in record time. The secrets that Sam's keeping from his fiancée are next level. So first up there's his dependency. So I looked into Suboxone, and it's a partial opioid, which as Sam said, reduces cravings. However, he's been on this for 8 years, and so I'm not entirely sure if that really counts as being off drugs, clean. But even if it does, is Citra aware of this? And does she know exactly what it is? But guys, that's not all. I also learned that Suboxone can have very negative effects on sperm and can massively affect fertility in men. So there really is an awful lot to unpack with this drug. Next up there's the fact that, well, he doesn't seem to know anything about becoming a Muslim. Although it seems quite simple to convert, I'm quite sure her dad's going to ask him a lot of questions when he arrives in a week or so's time. When her dad discovers he knows literally nothing and he confuses Jewish holidays with Muslim holidays, I don't think he's going to be very impressed. I know I'm not. And I think there are quite a few procedural things that you have to know about converting to Islam, such as how you go to the toilet, put on shoes, how you pray, and certain prayers that you need to know off by heart. Guys, Sam doesn't even know all of these things exist. And then finally, there's his felonious ways. I'm not quite sure what to make about this whole story about him being on a business trip and getting caught with Suboxone by the police. Sam, what was the business trip for? Just a question. How many people that work in a warehouse go on business trips? I'd wager not many. It all sounds a bit, well, of a goddamn lie to me. But the fact that he could well go to prison for an undetermined amount of time in the very near future and he hasn't bothered to tell her, I think will spell the death knell in this relationship. As soon as she finds that out, I think she's going to be on her toes, and if she's not, her dad, the police officer, well, he'll make sure she's out of it ASAP. So yeah, I really don't see it for this couple. But guys, I'd love to know what you think. Please put your comments down below, and I'll get on with my next video. Do you think she's going to go back home as soon as she hears about this prison time? Do you think her dad's going to find him a suitable partner? And is he likely to be able to convert to Islam and live by Muslim teachings? To me, this is very, very doubtful. Anyway, comments down below. Guys, thank you so much for listening. Please don't forget to subscribe and all of that good stuff. And I'll see you soon. You've been listening to Ebird Online, and I bid you good day.